Commercialization in sport. What is commercialization? Commercialization in sports is using sports for the sole purpose of making money from doing that. Characteristics of commercialized sports. There are quite a few different characteristics that would tell would tell you a sport is commercialized. These characteristics could be sponsorships during professional games, entertainment, media being involved, and athletes as commodities. Different businesses sponsor the games, and they are allowed to have an ad throughout the game for them to sell something for their business. Most commercialized sports happen during professional sports, but there are a few times that they have happened during high school sports. I know of one high school from my area that has local businesses sponsor their games and pays a certain fee that goes back into the athletics, and that would be an example of commercialization at a high school level. Most commercializations happen at professional games, but there are some that happen during elementary and high school games. Entertainment is another big issue. You have business entertainment things like gymnastics and stuff paying so that they can perform, but they're really paying the school so that it focuses money on the athletics. Anytime there's media involved, that's an example of commercialization and something that we should really put into play. Where commercialization happens in sports. One of the articles I found from Healthfully talked about how commercialization is around at every level of sports participation. You see commercialization even in T-ball, because I know that in our community the businesses would sponsor the T-ball league, and their logo would go on the back of the jerseys as a way of showing appreciation for the business sponsoring. This continues all throughout their lives. They see commercialization earlier now than they have before. Commercialization is also seen a lot on high school and college fields by businesses that help sponsor the game. On the screen is an example of a stadium where the local businesses sponsor the baseball team, and then they get a spot to hang their banner on the baseball field. They are sponsoring the teams they are getting the business from the fans that go to watch the game. So it is benefiting both the team and the business. They're getting business from the fans as they see their ads while watching the game. Advantages of commercialization. There are many advantages of commercialization that happen within sports, and they are what allow more people to participate in the sports that would otherwise be unaffordable. Sports are a costly event, and so for brands and companies paying to advertise, that is what makes it affordable for all athletes. Because they are so expensive, it makes it very hard for some kids to participate because their parents don't have the income that they need in order to participate in these sporting events. Like, I remember in high school that it was like $35 per sport, unless you were on assistance. But that was made up the difference by the costs of the brands and things that paid for them. Commercialization allows sports teams to purchase uniforms and other equipment for games, according to the good, bad, and ugly about the commercialization of amateur sports. Allowing them to be able to purchase uniforms and other equipment helps save the school some costs, because otherwise that'd be stuff that you can only get every once in a while. But if you have sponsors and brands that want to be part of it, that allows you to get more new stuff more often. Disadvantages of commercialization. There are many disadvantages that occur with commercialization of sports, and the number one would be performance enhancing substances. These parts of commercialization make athletes want to take performance enhancing substances so that they can be better and get more advertisers and brands to be a part of their sports team. They take these substances because they feel like they can't get caught and that it won't cause them any issues if they take them, because they'll just make them better. They don't realize that actually plays a major role in who they are as athletes. They're in it for the money, and so they take these substances so they can be the best. They don't care about their teammates, anybody else. They just want to get the money so that they can be the best that they can be. Another disadvantage would be violence, because athletes are becoming violent with others in order to make their own performance with sports better. These disadvantages were talked about in the good, bad, and ugly about the commercialization of amateur sports.